that, you know, had the worst stuff in it. Like I think there was cranberries and stuff in it.
Okay.
And I think there was
Because
like sugar and stuff, but I didn't try the O's yet.
I bought the O's, and then I found out after having them 2 or 3 times, they had gluten.
Oh no. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great way to find out. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't have any of the chemicals, but they have gluten.
Yes. Unless maybe they have a special gluten-free one that I didn't see or something. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I haven't bought any in a really long time.
That's probably good. Best to just stay away.
Yeah.
Mm.
I used to buy them for my kids when they were babies, but
Yeah.
that was pre when I knew. Wish that I was organic. I went organic when I got pregnant with my first. So, and he's 12 now. But we went all organic in our house, and we cut our meat intake significantly.
Mm.
And pretty much all plant-based. But anyhow, but then you didn't know about all the other things, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know about essential oils. That was amazing transformation.
Yeah.
Little ones. All right, everybody, I am recording. I can't believe I remembered, but I did. So how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Good?
It was good.
Good.
It was a
I
little.
cheated and paid for it, so, you know.
Me too.
I have several of you all who have reached out like, but I cheated and paid for it too, just so you all know.
Yeah, same.
So anyhow, I told my husband, yesterday, I was like, yeah, my stomach hates me. We were putting up Christmas decorations. I never, ever do this. Like I did really good on Thanksgiving, and we were putting up Christmas decorations, and we were all exhausted, and the kids were grumpy and they were hungry. So it's like, what are we gonna do for dinner? And we were just in the middle of like everywhere. And I said, just order pizza for the kids. Okay, let's just order pizza. And I had one slice, so I didn't have to cook. And that's what I paid for. So, stupid pizza. It was so good, though. It was really, really good.
That's good. It was worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah.
I actually got to try gluten for the first time in like months. And it was my boyfriend's grandpa's homemade recipe for crescent rolls. So there was no soy, no additives, no nothing. It was just like salt, flour, you know, all that. And it didn't bother me.
Oh,
So that makes me think that I probably shouldn't have gluten all the time, but I don't think gluten's the issue. I think soy and xanthan gum and like just all the additive crap that's in it. So it almost makes me want to try to make my own bread recipe and see what happens.
try it. I agree. I can get away with straight gluten that is made with organic flour. And like my husband, occasionally in the summertime, he actually will, because we'll buy flour in Italy and have it shipped to us. And then he makes the pizza on the Big Green Egg. And so it has gluten in it, and that never bothers me. And I use just like a little feta.
Do you know what brand that is for the flour?
I can ask him. Yeah. Comes in
You know
like
what? Cameron, you know what else I would try if I could do it, but I know I can't do gluten. But I'm dying to be able to eat. Have you ever seen Dave's Killer Bread?
Mm.
Oh, I've heard of that, but I haven't tried it.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. And they told me, I asked them if they were going to make a gluten-free, and they said they just haven't found a way to do it to keep their quality. But it's good seed bread. It's Dave's Killer Bread, and it's good seeds. Has a lot of seeds. And he said actually he's heard people who are gluten-free say that it doesn't bother him so much because it has all this other good stuff in it. So if I was like you, I would probably try that. It's so good. They have it in thin slice. And for toast, it is awesome.
Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind.
That's what I used to, my kids have now made go gluten-free for the most part in our house. And but prior to, that's what I would buy for them. And
Yeah.
it was, now I buy them the gluten-free. And I just stopped buying it because it wasn't worth it. It's
Yeah.
awful, and it's full of other stuff that we finally just stopped all bread for now. All right. Well, who would like? So first, let me do a little. Well, do we have any celebrations? I have a feeling we're going to have more. Well, we should celebrate Thanksgiving. That we probably all were a little more lax than normal. And I know for me, I enjoyed my family so much. And this was one of the first years that I was able to get through it without feeling stressed or like worrying so much about things and interactions and how everything's going to go. And so I was pretty proud of myself for that. So that's my celebration for me. Does anybody else have one?
I have one.
Is that Dottie?
That's me.
Let us know. What's yours?
So I went on vacation last week with my family, but prior to that, I've not been able to get my wedding rings on my fingers for 2.5 years. So prior to us going, I tried to put my wedding rings on, and they slipped right on my fingers. So that was a huge celebration for me. However, I spoiled it by eating things I shouldn't have, but at least I had a celebration before I left.
That is awesome. So the good news about all of this, though, is that we all know that we get back on track. Get back on track, and it all works out. So I'm gonna mute everyone just because we've got a lot of. But if you want to talk, just unmute yourself, okay? But the good news is that we all know that we can just go right back to it. Like, I am already feeling better myself. But it's pretty easy once you're not completely inflamed and all pathways blocked to just jump right back on track and to get right back to the healing process. All right, any other celebrations? If so, unmute yourself. No matter how big or how small. I know, Katrin, you're having less pain. That's a celebration.
Yeah.
Did you sleep any better?
Last night I did because I knew I'm not working today. I think that's in my head. It's in my mind, kind of. I feel it today. Like, yeah, I thought I'm off today, so I slept. But the other days, I think I have to be at work. Like, I'm worrying. Like, I have to go back to sleep. I can't sleep. How I'm gonna work? You know, it could be that. I don't know, but. Normally, I always worked. All my life I worked. It never happened. I mean, it did happen years ago. I had the same problem years ago with the sleeping. But I thought it was over. So I came back, and I'm thinking because of all these pains that I had, still have, but less pain. So I'm thinking maybe it's a kind of side effect of my suffering that I suffered so much. I don't want to put the name on myself. I had the depression, but you know, when you get lots of pain, you get depressed, you know. So now I'm kind of happy that I'm having less joint pain, but it kind of did to me months that I wasn't good, you know, feeling good. Now I'm feeling good, but I can't be happy because I can't sleep and I don't have the mood during the day to be happy. But yeah, I have, you say, every morning when I wake up, I like tell I'm gonna get healed. Every night I go in bed, I'm like, I'm gonna get healed. I'm gonna feel better. So I'm doing all that.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep doing the work. We're on the right path. And if anything, what we may do with you, Katrina, is just do your just go ahead and do your Dutch Palace a little early. That will show us exactly what's going on with your sleep and whether it is a hormonal issue, because it sounds like your bedtime routine is pretty solid. So that was my biggest concern. Are you eliminating blue light at night from electronics? Doing your deep breathing, you know, using the strategies that you know in order to kind of calm your body to prepare for rest.
Yeah. And I have actually questions about my supplements. There is some of it getting low.
Okay.
Like, should I put on the chat the names? Should I order more, like, or should I tell you now?
You're gonna stay on your course until I tell you otherwise. So yes, if you're running low, then just reorder.
Okay. Okay.
Yep,
All
we're
right.
on the right
So
track.
all
So
of
that's
them.
actually perfect timing. And
Okay.
the only difference is that I do want you to add the melatonin CR, mainly because melatonin has such an anti-inflammatory property, and it helps support the immune system function at night while we're sleeping. So it will not hurt you to take a little bit of melatonin, especially to make sure that you're getting good rest. Because if we can get the whole cycle, that'll speed up the healing.
Okay. All right.
And just keep doing your positive affirmations and making sure that this isn't a behavior. We're going to talk about kind of the things that we can control and how it impacts all of our different biological pathways. That's what I want to coach over today. And so one of those are our behaviors and lifestyle choices and personality traits. And so just make sure that you're not getting into that realm, like I will do this to myself, and it's what I call self-sabotage. So just make sure
I feel like I'm defending my ego.
you're not doing that. Hi, Ashley, how are you? That you're not doing that and contributing to some of that restlessness within your mind.
Okay.
Right? Positive affirmations.
All right. Okay. And that probiotic that I've been taking, 350 DF. Should I order same, or should I continue with my just Probiomax DF?
Yes, you're now going to do the Probiomax DF, the 100 billion.
Okay, because only 2 of them left, the other one. So I still have the other one. So I continue with the other one. Okay. All right. So that's
Great
all.
job, Katrin. Hey. Hey, we're rounding the house. So you're seeing progress, and that's great.
Yeah, I do. I think because it's been over 10 days. I started all that supplements, the candicidal, all that, you know, whatever, everything. I think that's the reason my inflammation is down. I feel it.
Yay.
Because I feel it because it's like that my arm that I always complained. Of course, I'm going to physical therapy too, but I've been going to therapy for 2-3 months, but the supplements are, I think, helping, or I don't know. It's just suddenly changed. I feel less pain, less joint pain.
Good.
So I'm really excited and happy for that.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And yesterday, actually, I did not take my meloxicam medicine. And usually, even I was taking that, I still had like joint pain, all pains, and aches. I didn't take it last night dose, and this morning I have little, but not like bad. I mean little, and I can feel the difference. I was thinking maybe when I went back to the my prescription medications, maybe that's the reason I have a less pain. But I did stop the meloxicam last night, and it's not bad.
Wonderful.
That's why I'm thinking the supplements started to kick in.
Yay.
Is that fast? It kicks in that fast? Do you know? But any other
It
patients?
depends, but yeah, some patients respond very quickly. It depends. We've got someone here that are like, why they're not kicking, so it's like it depends on how involved you are, and so from yours, I would expect it to, because yours is predominantly just gut.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the gut heals and repairs itself at a pretty rapid rate when you're giving it what it needs.
Oh, that's great.
So, but everyone responds a little differently. So let me just do a little coaching real quick. First of all, though, Tana, since you're at work, do you have any questions? How are you doing?
I'm okay. Just more of the same. I don't know. I had taken the tea kind of maybe slowed down working for me, so I took pretty much all weekend. I took a Dulcolax, and that works. And then last night I got home late, and I didn't have time to make the tea, or I just chose not to, and I took 2 Dulcolax instead, and I had the worst night.
Diarrhea all night? I'm sorry.
Not diarrhea. I had such pain, like abdominal pain, and then I was nauseous, and won't be taking 2 of those again anytime soon. And I just, while we're on that subject, how long do I have to take? Like, I know long-term laxatives is not ideal.
Yes,
when will I start kicking in myself again?
It's so again, we're just now starting with the die-off process. So it is going to take some time. Are you
tired?
You're more tired than you were last week, or you're tired? I mean, I get if you didn't sleep all night that you're tired, but is it compounding?
I don't know. I think I'm more tired, just more like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel good.
Okay. So where are you on because we've started the die-off process with you.
So I am doing 2 of each, the burbamycin and the candicidal I take in the morning, and then 2 more of each at night. So 4 a day.
Okay.
And I guess
you're feeling tired?
Well, yeah, like especially if I work.
Because that's how I felt. Mine was like severe fatigue with die-off. So maybe you want to try. What is your schedule like this week?
I work this 24-hour shift, and then I have Friday off. I was supposed to work, but I have it off for a holiday party. So I only have 1 shift this week.
Okay. So today, let's just back down to 1 pill of each twice a day. And because I feel like this may be die-off that you're experiencing. with the fatigue.
Okay.
So just back it down. Now, are you eating more? Because that could
No,
also be
I
a lack of nutrients.
and my weight was 132, I think. Almost, I've even hit down into the 131s, which my normal weight is 145.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I took off this 15 pounds and it's staying down. And I'm eating, I eat a ton of whatever's unlimited on that first list. I eat salad and vegetables, and then I added in the parsnips because they were in column 2.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any
And
trouble
then
with that?
I ate them for the first time, was it last night, the night before? I just roasted them with carrots and put salt and pepper and dill on them and coconut oil. So I don't think that. I just feel like, I don't know if I'm becoming dependent to have a stool on these other things, or if that's just the way it is until the die-off happens. Because I felt like I was trying to avoid Dulcolax for a while and just get by with the tea, but then I felt like I wasn't emptying all the way. And the one Dulcolax that I took that, like I said, all weekend, and I was having good movements. And then last night I took the 2, which was a giant mistake. I've never had, like, that was terrible cramping and dry heaving.
Oh gosh.
And that was at 2 a.m. and then I had to get up at 5 and come to work.
You were like, oh, this is an awesome day. An awesome day for Tana. Taking care of sweet little babies, though. I'm sure
I just have one. I work at 2 hospitals, the busy hospital and the not busy hospital. So I'm at the not busy hospital today.
Can you catch a nap?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Try to make that a priority. Okay, so how's the bloating going?
That overall is better on the diet. I feel like maybe when I get bloated,
can we celebrate that for a second? Yeah, that's kind of huge. So let's keep celebrating that we're at 2 weeks of no bloating.
Okay. I feel like when I do get a little poochy, it's more because of the other problem, like that I haven't eliminated like I need to. So
yay! So what does that tell us? So when we don't have the bowel movement, so again, I'm thinking that some of the bloating is more due to not eliminating rather than all these food sensitivities. So let's see if we can start adding more food. All right, I know I was kind of like, don't add too many things, but let's just stay at the 1 verbamycin, 1 candicidal.
Okay.
Until you feel a little more rested.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then you can bump to 2 again.
Okay.
Now, whenever I went, there's a squirrel trying to dig in my plants right now outside my window. It's so cute. So throughout my die-off, and anybody else that had die-off that wants to tune, I know Susan had the same experience as well. She's not on here today. But when I went from 1 to 2, that's when it hit me the hardest. And my symptom was severe fatigue, like so tired. I could and then I brought it back down to 1. I was good. I could put it 1 for probably 2 to 3 more days. I bumped it back to 2, and I never had any other die-off experience.
That's how mine was too.
We were decorating the Christmas tree with my kids, and I literally was sitting on the couch, and I just laid down and took a nap. I couldn't. It's just like I gotta sleep. So maybe.
And you know what, though? That's okay, because this is a period of time for you that you need to heal. And I think that all of us as women, like sometimes we have these expectations of what life is supposed to look like because we have kids or whatever. Even without kids, it can be like, well, this, and I get the same way. I can say that about myself as well. But it's okay. And I think that your family needs to understand you're investing a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into you right now, and they need to be patient.
And they are.
Okay, good. It's just, Do
They've been
you,
torturing me with this pumpkin pie in my fridge, though. William, my son, asked for pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, so I made him one. And it was a healthy one made out of like almond flour crust and whatever. But it's torturing me because I want to eat it. He says he doesn't like it after all that effort. And I want to eat it because it's just sitting there now. But
why don't
I
you
have
give
it.
yourself a little bite?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it every day. I know it's in there.
Okay, I do want you to increase food intake because honestly, I don't think that the food is the direct culprit to all
Okay.
of the bloating. Okay, and then are you still taking the colon X?
Yep, I still do two of those at night.
But even with that and the tea, you don't feel like you're emptying fully?
Sometimes, some days will be okay, and then other days, no. So then I'm like, I guess I should take the laxative then. It's like, should I stop and see what would happen without doing that, or do I need to keep taking it until we get past a certain point?
At least take it every other day for right now. Because I
Okay.
want the bloating to stay down as we increase food intake, because I don't
Okay.
want you losing any more weight. And I want you to have energy. I want you to have,
Yeah.
you know, the building blocks that are necessary.
And I feel like I that's maybe why I feel so blah. Like I just have
Mhm.
no energy. It's hard to climb up. Like coming up when I work here, there's 2 big flights of stairs in the middle of the hospital. I have to walk up it, and with my big bag, and I was just like this morning, just like my muscles feel weak, kind of like I just don't have any energy.
Mhm.
So,
How has your pain been?
like my back and hip pain is pretty much the same as it always is. That was never excruciating.
Okay.
And I never had excruciating joint pains or, I never had any excruciating pain. So it's just kind of like the
There.
stiffness that I normally have is not
Mhm.
changed.
Okay.
No worse.
That was something
but
that
maybe no
was
worse.
really interesting because I have the same, left hip and
Yeah.
low back SI joint issues that completely went away when I cleared my SIBO.
Aha. I guess like I don't notice the back pain as much. Maybe it's not, I don't like think about it as much. So maybe it's slightly better.
Yeah, good. You've got a lot of other things to think about though. Okay, so I want you to do that. I want you to back off of the bourbamycin candicidal just until you get some good rest and feel better.
Okay.
So let's just try to get away with just doing the Ducalax every other day.
Okay.
If we have to use it on a daily basis, don't overthink it, okay? Because you're going to the bathroom, we're keeping the bloating down, and so that's our primary goal, is to increase food intake and to increase, be able to start the die-off process and still continue to have a bowel movement.
Okay. I am working on getting into that phase 1 less restricted. So I'll eat. It says you can only have 2 serves a day, but I'll eat like a quarter of an avocado on my salad, and then like a half a cup of berries. And I did the parsnips. I drank some almond milk the other day and didn't seem to have a problem with it. So I'm trying to eat a little more.
Good.
Variety.
Exactly. Wonderful. All right. Well, you let me know how it goes. Okay. Get some rest though, for sure.
Okay.
All right. Who's next? Oh, don't be shy. Who's gonna go? Hey, wait. Let me do my what I wanted to talk to you all about. Okay, if any of you are readers, I love this book. It's The Disease Delusion by Jeffrey Bland. He was one of the founders of functional medicine. It's a fantastic book, okay? And so the core principles behind calls the functional medicine operating system. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me put it up. Maybe I'll take a picture and send it, even though that would be copyright. So maybe I won't do that. Anyhow, so what we are doing is exactly this, okay? Because this is the founding principle of all of functional medicine. And so what this says is, I don't know if you all remember, but you can go back and look at your living matrix from your intake that we did on day 1. And what you see when you look at that matrix at the bottom with all of your symptoms mapped on it, there are 7 different points on that matrix. There's assimilation, detoxification, defense, communication, cellular transport, energy, and structure. All right, those are all the different biological pathways. Okay, those are the things that we're trying to clear. That is where we all have issues. Okay, so with assimilation, that's going to be your gut health. With detoxification, that's your liver and your kidneys. Defense is your immune system. Communication is going to be your endocrine system and your neurotransmitters. Transportation is going to be your lymphatic system and your circulation. Energy, that's going to be, we have several things that go into energy: our mitochondria, our adrenals, and our adrenals, our hormones come into play here as well. And then structure is more or less our musculoskeletal system and the things that make it up. Okay, and so those are all the pathways that we're trying to get to work and function together again. And when we have disease, we often have a block in one or more pathways. What's interesting is with the approach that I take is kind of this yogic mind-based approach. And the word yoga means union. And from ancient yogic philosophy, disease and dysfunction occur when all of our parts are not communicating with one another, when there's a block in the pathway. So from a mind, body, spirit approach, all right, same concept with functional medicine. Now we have 4 other little points out here. And these are the 4 points that we have control over, that we can change and make modifications within ourselves in order to help keep all of these other pathways working together. Okay, so what are those? Genetic expression. That's a whole new thought process since 1990 when we mapped out the human genome. So now we know through nutrigenomics that we can influence genetic expression. We can upregulate, downregulate, turn on, turn off. And we do that predominantly through supplementation and diet changes. Okay, definitely stress management plays a role in that as well. So this one over here is our environment. Okay, how can we influence and change our environment? Both our internal environment as well as our external. So we're thinking about the food, the quality of the food that we're putting into our body. Why? Because we're trying to limit our exposure to environmental toxins. we're thinking about the products that we're putting on our body and making sure that those are safe. We're thinking about, in terms of our living space, you know, and again, don't get into this too much, especially if you're a worrier, because it's going to make your head explode. But some things to factor are your cookware. What are you cooking that expensive, delicious organic food in? Hopefully not plastic, and hopefully not Teflon or Teflon. If so, just try to limit your exposure. If that's your predominant cooking utensil, then maybe invest in one skillet. That's what I did, because when I got married 15 years ago, Teflon was the big thing, and all my pots and pans have a lifetime warranty. But anyhow, so what we did is we invested in one cast iron skillet. I have one stainless steel skillet, and all of my baking pans are high quality stainless steel, and that's what we use until we can afford $1,000 to switch over our cookware, you know, or you get what I'm saying. So there are ways that you can make modifications. The laundry detergent that you're using, the cleaning supplies that you're using inside your home, that's how we're going to control our environment. We can't control the air quality, right? We can control, plants that we put in our home and different things like that to help clean and purify the air that we're breathing. This is our diet. We can influence the amount of inflammation that we're putting into our body through eating anti-inflammatory, clean foods, nutrient-rich, and limiting the amount of other crap, sugar and highly inflammatory stuff that's coming in. And then the last are lifestyle and behaviors. What personality traits, what reactions, what responses, what is your day-to-day like? Those are all the things that we can make changes. Sometimes some changes are a lot harder than others, but we can make changes in this category. Those are oftentimes, this right here, and this is, I'm throwing in a little Ayurveda. When we look at doshas, which are basically the 5-element theory, and that each person has a distinct constitution that they're made up of those 5 elements. These are often the driving forces of the imbalance that originally occurred. Now, unless you were eating a very poor diet, lots of fast food, not even looking at that. But those are usually the 2 driving forces behind all of this coming out of alignment. So when we get these things moving and grooving again, these are the 4 factors that you can control to maintain balance. Okay, and Jeffrey Bland, he says on average it takes 12 weeks to get all of those 7 biological pathways working in a harmonious fashion. For some of you that have been going down this disease path or further down the disease process than others, it takes longer to clear. I mean, it's the nature. It's just like taking a 12-year-old and having their bones heal and comparing that to the rate of a 70-year-old. You're going to have a slower healing rate. The more blocked those pathways are, or the worse your lifestyle choices were, the longer it's going to take for you. But on average, he says our bodies have the ability to get all of those pathways working together in 12 weeks' time. Phenomenal book. A lot of what we do comes from his teaching. So anyhow, that's a great book. That is, I was reading that and I was like, man, I love it because it's broken down so simply, and and it makes perfect sense. And honestly, there's not a traditional doctor that, if they want to argue that is not, that we don't have control over healing our body, that it to me is just, it doesn't make sense. Our body has the ability to heal, but we have to do our part. And that's usually the hard part that most people don't want to do. But I'm preaching to the choir here, because all of you wouldn't be here if you weren't willing to do the work that it takes to then get the results.
Leslie, what's the last name? I'm sorry.
Bland.
Bland. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jeffrey Bland. It's a great book. It literally, he goes through pretty much every single process and how genetics play a role, and how he's a little more vocal about, we've been duped essentially by the pharmaceutical industry, and that's a large contribution, and the food industry, and the soda industry, and the sugar industry, and it's kind of a convoluted mess. But anyhow, okay, so I wanted to get that, I wanted to talk about that because that kind of went in with what Katrin was talking about. But let's open it up. Who's next? You want to go? I know you're at work. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I think the thing, I was listening to you talk about that, and I feel like I've made a few slip-ups with the diet, but otherwise I've been really strict about it. More strict than I was for the 3 months before I met you, and even then I'd given up gluten and soy.
Mm-hmm.
Soy is by far the hardest one, and I still haven't even questioned introducing it yet. It slips in accidentally here and there, like on cooking spray. I was at my friend's and we made sure everything was soy-free, and she forgot to check the cooking spray, and I swelled up and looked like my sweater. So I was like, oh. But I felt a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel when I could try those crust rolls over the weekend, and I was like, okay, so at least my body is starting to heal a little bit to things that I didn't used to be able to handle. But I think by far the hardest thing for me to change is the lifestyle behaviors of always staying busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I don't have my Dutch Plus in yet, but I have a feeling it's going to show that I'm stressed all the time, which is because I can't sit still.
It is hard. There's several people that I'm looking at right now that can relate to this. Yeah, Dottie. Top of the list too. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hard reality, Cameron, and you are gonna have to make changes.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to prioritize and make lists. And it's hard where you are in life because you've got this, you're a successful job, you're working, and you have friends. And how old do you mind telling how old you are?
Yeah, I just turned 25 in September.
Yeah. So you're on the move, and it's honestly an expectation at that age as well. But I think that you need to recognize you're so in tune with your body, and not many 25-year-olds are, or have, you know, had to take a look at their body. And so I think because you have so many sensitivities, that you were forced to say, hey, and you were proactive enough to be like, your life's not going to be defined by this health, because you're willing to do the work. So now you are going to just have to make your list of.
I'm really good at making lists of what I need to do, and like that doesn't really stress me out. The part that I think I need to work on the most is that like after work is over, I don't ever just go home and relax.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't tell you the last time I spent a Saturday completely at home without going somewhere. I don't.
Is that may be the hard question that you need to.
Yeah, and I just don't like to sit still. Like I've just always been a busybody, and I've never really been the person to just stay home. And so like when I do, I feel really good about it. But it's like I just try to cram in like all like different friends and different activities and like stuff like that rather than going home. But when I do yoga and when I read and when I journal, like I still journal and read every night, and I still do my gratitude journal every morning. So like those I feel like I have pretty solidly set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a couple hours after work where I never just go home and relax.
What if instead, could you, instead of feeling like you have to go home and relax, what if you got a friend and you all went and you made it like because I know the only yoga class that I still teach is on Thursday nights. The reason that I still teach this class is because these women, they're your age, and it's their Thursday night tradition. They come and they do yoga, and then they go drink wine. They love it. And their husbands know that, like, don't mess with Thursday night. It's their time. And so, but what you could do though is grab a friend, and whatever those activities are, make sure that it's some kind of like, there's some kind of stillness and presence there, so you can still feel connected. We thrive in community most of the time, and so I think that that's what you're seeking, because your boyfriend is long distance, right?
Yeah.
You go all relationship on this, but you don't have that partner to come home to.
Right.
And you may be trying to escape that to stay active.
Yeah, that could easily be it. Okay.
So I think find still, because you want to be involved and you want to be with your friends, and you should actually, because I think many of us can attest to the fact that once you do have kids, you can say goodbye to all that other stuff. So enjoy it right now while you can, but maybe because you're working so hard, maybe get a partner, a friend that is supportive, and say, hey, instead of going, let's pack something and go and do yoga, and then maybe go sit somewhere and enjoy food together,
Yeah.
Pack whatever, so that way you're not feeling like you have to eat out or.
Okay, that's a good idea.
And just to, a few nights. We don't always have to have stillness. We definitely don't need to feel like we're running ourselves ragged. But you just have to look at what is your energy like after you're done with that encounter.
Okay.
And if you feel like your cup's a little bit fuller, then I think that you're fine to continue. And if you feel depleted when you get home and like, wow, like, oh, I'm just exhausted, like I never have time to, then you need to sit down.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend for you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right. Who's next? Dottie, how are you? Hang on a minute. There you go, Dottie. How's it going?
Hey, sorry, I don't know how to unmute it myself.
Oh, you're fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay today. And hi, everybody. I made dressing for Thanksgiving, and it was bomb. And I am not a cook, so it was really good. So that, and we're kind of getting to a cool place because my daughter has about a week and a half left of finals. She's on the spectrum, and that consumes a lot of me. I homeschool the kids, so she's got finals coming up, and my son has a couple days of co-op left, and he plays instruments and stuff. I'm running these kids all over the place, basically, and homeschooling and everything else. So we're winding down, and I can kind of see like a long break in sight, and I have big plans. I'm not ready to like verbalize anything yet, but I'm really being thoughtful and thinking of ways to adjust lifestyle stuff. So I'm really excited in anticipation for New Year. I'm gonna change a lot, so I'm really excited.
Yay, Dottie, I'm proud of you. Dottie's
Thank
been doing some hard work. Hey, so were you able to tolerate, we added a supplement. Remind me.
Right. So I didn't have the B12. That was one of the B12 and the probiotic I didn't order. I had the mood food, and then I psyched myself out and then didn't take it. I was like, I'm going to take the B12 first because the mood food has like several different things. So if I have a reaction, I'm better with the B12 to know. So I did like a 2-day shipping situation. So hopefully it's here like today or tomorrow. And so I will start it.
Perfect.
And go from there. I have a quick question. What do we do for just like pain, like headaches? I'm having almost like fibro symptoms or something, which is not new, but like neck pain, back pain, just like hurting. So I have like a magnesium oil and peppermint oil and those things, but beyond that, is there something that's recommended for just like headaches, migraines, aches and pains to take?
Goodness, who has migraines in here in the group? Cameron, what do you do? I mean, by all means, Dottie, if you're like absolutely miserable, then on occasion to take something for it. You know, I don't want you lying in bed clearly like and you can't function. So in that case, you have to take something for it. There are things that you can do. So my recommendation is always to try either heat or ice to the base of the neck, right? Peppermint essential oils, you know, sometimes will help, not always. Anyhow, Cameron, what do you do for migraines?
I am hypersensitive to how much water I'm drinking.
Okay.
If I'm not drinking at least half my body weight in ounces of water, I can almost guarantee that I'll have a migraine.
Okay.
Mine's also really sensitive to sleep. If I don't sleep well, then I can get a headache really easily.
Yeah, I think that may be that's probably my top trigger.
Sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was mine for a really long time too. And it wasn't until I started really building a routine before bed and stopped hitting snooze that my headaches like really went away. And I was talking to Casey about it a couple of weeks ago, actually. And I was waking up a couple times in the middle of the night, no matter what. And she was like, you know what, just for like a couple of nights, just don't hit snooze and see what happens. And I was like, all right, I don't know how this is going to help me in the middle of the night. But then I stopped hitting snooze, and then that following night when I got up on my first alarm, I slept perfectly through the whole night. And so if I don't hit snooze, I actually sleep better the next night.
Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome tip.
Yeah.
I don't have migraines or anything, but I do have dystonia, which, you know, is the real major tightness in through the neck and the shoulders and through the base of the skull. Mine's real bad. So mine's more of like a muscle pain issue. But a lot of what I do to help relieve it, I have to do a lot of massage back there. And I do the ice and cold packs. But I also have, I got this at the store. It's called, it's right there, you can see it. It's Arnica.
Oh, I do have patients that, yes, my physical therapy patients.
Yeah, it actually works a lot better than I ever expected it to, especially since it's just homeopathic. And it doesn't smell. It doesn't have any of the extra junk in there. It's kind of like, it would be like an aloe lotion, just like straight up if you broke open a plant and took out the aloe. It's just the gel, and it's all natural, and it actually works really super well. So I don't know if you want to try.
Can you hold it up one more time? Can you hold it up? I'm gonna screenshot it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I gotta see.
Thank you.
That okay.
Awesome.
Yes. So Dottie, I'll have when I was doing more physical therapy, clients would use that after total knee replacements, total hip replacements, and they love that stuff. So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.
You're welcome. All right, who's next? Kathy, why don't you go? I know you're at work. If anybody else has to go.
I'm doing pretty good, other than the fact that I'm swollen some more and have some joint pain, but I know what I've done for that. That was my fault.
How was vacation?
It was awesome. It was probably the best week that I have spent in a long, long time.
Yay!
Yeah, it was awesome. My husband was there, and we met my brother and his wife there, and we spent the whole week in a cabin in the mountains, and it was awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
It was great. And so therefore, I ate things that I shouldn't have eaten. And now I'm paying for it, but I'm back on track now. So hopefully I'll be able to recover faster, I hope.
You will. You will. But your pain and your leg cramps are less.
Much better, yes.
Yay. So
much
we
better.
added the active nutrients.
Yes, and I've only been up one time during the night since I've started taking that with the cramps. So yes, it's much, much better. And that was, let's say, they were here. It was here when I got home on Friday. So I started taking them Friday. I've been taking them ever since.
Wonderful.
And yeah, the cramps are much better.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you so much for that.
Awesome. Well, very good. Yeah, just get back on track. We all have to tighten it up a little. Even my husband was like, I need my supplements. I have my daughter now. She helps me do the supplements. She thinks it's so fun. So anyhow, she and I sit at the kitchen countertop and we do everybody's supplements for the week on Sunday. But anyway, yeah, my husband he was like, yep, I need my supplements. They definitely help.
Yeah. Well, I have to get back to work now.
Yes, you get back to work. Okay.
Thank you.
Leslie, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it, Rebecca.
Now that since we did Dutch Plus and I added some more supplements, I added biofilm and Adrenalive. It seems like I have so many now to take on an empty stomach that I just wondered if there are any tips, because I just feel a little nauseated in the morning, and so I don't know if any of those can be done more at nighttime, or if I'm taking Adrenalive first, then I have biofilm after an hour, then I have Microbex after an hour, then I have to have the Optifiber Lean on an empty stomach before I eat.
That one can be moved. Does it help you go to the bathroom though?
I don't know. Let me check. I'm not sure if it's that or if I've just gotten into a good schedule where morning.
That one can go. That's your fiber.
Okay.
that one can go later. I would love for you to continue to tolerate the biofilm, maybe what's making you nauseous.
Okay.
But it's going to be so much more effective if you're taking it on an empty stomach. The adrenal live has to be done in the morning to boost cortisol. And that one should not be influencing your
Getting nauseous.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Okay. I just thought maybe it was so much before eating, but.
No, I bet it's the biofilm doing its job, to be honest.
Okay.
Breaking
Okay.
up
Well, I might try at least the fiber.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Just make sure make sure that you're going to the bathroom, that you keep that consistent.
Yeah. I'll switch it back if not.
Okay.
Well, and also I've added that stuff to the shake, the 26 or whatever it's called.
IG 26.
Yeah. I don't know if that maybe.
I can't imagine. It might, but I can't imagine it making you, because you're feeling nauseous before you actually drink your shake though, right?
Well, this morning I was feeling it when I drank my shake. So I just figured it was from all the stuff I had just done on an empty stomach. So,
Rebecca, I'll be honest with you. I still get that way. Like if I, when I go a little bit without supplements and then I come back to it, I can feel very nauseous with it. And then it only lasts for a little bit and then it gets better. But I really do think that it's maybe the biofilm, but go ahead and eliminate the fiber. It doesn't matter when you take it. I just usually put that first thing in the morning to help you use the restroom. And it's pretty easy to take that. It's pretty mild. But I bet it's the biofilm and the part of the die-off.
Maybe I just need to get used to it and the die-off. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have one quick question on the same line. Does that NAC that we added to me, does that have to be taken on an empty stomach?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because I've just been taking it twice a day with my other in the morning after I eat and at night after I eat.
That's fine with the NAC.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's doing something. She's actually, but the NAC is very effective. As well. But no, it does not need to be done on an empty stomach. How are you, Brittany? You're
I'm good.
At work too. How was Thanksgiving?
It was very good. I just took my own little stuff for Thanksgiving, and I was good. I did take some roasted broccoli and shared that with everyone. But as far as trying casseroles and not knowing where the turkey came from, I just took all my own. So it was good.
Yeah. I know. I did the turkey, and I did I took like a bunch of Brussels sprouts and butternut squash, and it was really good. I'm still working on the recipes. I've got to compile those. That's on my list to do today. But good. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm actually doing my stomach's doing great. I actually added some tomato sauce back in last night and did fine. Digestion wise, I just know I really need to my stress level, I can tell, is going up a little bit with the holidays, so I need to really kind of get ahead of that. So but doing yoga, doing my breathing, trying to make sure I journal every day and meditate. So
Good. Why do we as women put so much stress on ourselves over the holidays? I mean, I think that it's pretty, like, it's kind of across the board. Does anybody not get stressed over the holidays? Katrin? Hang on. You don't?
No, it's just in the air. When it comes December, it's just kind of, I love Christmas. That's the
I
best
do.
time of the year. I get excited. I love
Me too.
Christmas.
I
So
do.
it's just, I feel it's in the air. When it's December here, it's just, it's not a stress. It's like kind of excitement for me.
Mm.
But yeah, of course it comes to stress, you know, what to buy, what gifts, you know, all that stress. But I'm gonna try this year do less because I'm
Me
gonna
too.
be off to work. That's my plan. So I will have not much stress.
That's what
Gonna
we've
have more
done as
relaxing.
well. Yeah. So one thing that we did, because again, it's across the board. I have two sisters, and then my husband has a brother and a sister, and my mom has this huge family, and we buy for all the cousins. And I just told I told all of our immediate family, let's do for the kids. Let's just do for the kids. There's nothing worse than walking around a store trying to find something for my sister-in-law's husband, like if he has something, he buys it. Like, I don't want to spend $25 on something he's probably already has, or so we've tried to downsize like that. And even with our kids, we're downsizing as well. So we've, I don't know if we can all do that. If it's like, no stress for the holidays.
Yeah.
I think I've noticed people talking a lot about only having 3 weeks this year. I think maybe this year is a little worse because all the things that you were able to do in 4 weeks before, you have one less week this year.
That's
and
true.
I think it kind of is worse a little bit.
I didn't even think about it like that, Rebecca.
I'm sure you started a week early, so it doesn't even affect you.
Oh, that's funny. So we were putting our Christmas decorations. This is just funny talk. I'm sorry, Ashley. We're gonna get to you in just a
That's
second.
fine.
Are you okay on time?
I'm good.
We were putting our Christmas decor out, and I still had my pumpkins on my front porch. So my husband's like, do you want me to just put we don't need to get rid of the ferns. We'll just keep the ferns and the planters, and we'll just put the Christmas decorations for the potters. I'll just jab it down in our pumpkins, and we can. We're those people.
We still have our pumpkin on our front porch.
Good.
Along with our Christmas decorations. Yes, I need to throw that away today.
We just threw ours away yesterday. I was like, okay, I can't put the Christmas tree up with the pumpkin sitting on the porch. And
it's kind of hidden behind a bush, so I don't think everybody sees it. That's why we
there you go. You'll have a whole pumpkin patch out there next year. All right, Ashley, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Other than what I wrote to you yesterday, but I feel like I'm not trying to focus on like the one little thing that kind of popped up because there's been so many other big celebrations. So I don't know. I guess I can tell you that it only happens when I'm at home, and I used to get it a lot, like way early on when all this started. It's not dizzy, and I feel like, remember I told you that if I'm like laying down and get up real quick, I'll get lightheaded, and I feel like that's kind of not happening anymore. I don't. It's just weird. It feels like
with your genetics, right? Didn't you had something that would contribute to with your nitric oxide levels? Do you remember that? I know you we go through so much stuff, but anyhow, you do have a tendency.
Okay, so it's weird. It's just a very weird sensation that I get. It almost feels like an air pressure thing, or like if like something like went in my ear. I mean, not really, but just like a weird little like 2-second thing. And it gives me that like little feeling in my gut, like that anxiety, like a freak out moment, like second or something. And then it just like, it's fine. It goes away. And I'm just, kind of like weirded out by it. But I don't know if it's, at first I thought it's because you haven't eaten in a long time, but then it happened the other day after I ate. So I thought maybe that's not it. And it doesn't happen very often. I want to say like once a day, or if that, it's just kind of odd. And a few days ago, and I used to also get the symptom a lot where it's like a ringing in the ear for like 2 or 3 seconds and then it goes away. That happened the other day too, and it hadn't happened in months. I don't know. But then on the flip side is like, I feel so good. I have so much energy. Like I went for a workout. I feel like my mind is not on this like loop anymore. Like it's really just like calm, and I'm in the moment, and I'm able to focus on things. That's been awesome. That's kind of the only thing. And sometimes I don't want to go there, but in my head, I'm like, wow, like all this improves. And then like this little thing happens, and then like something else improves. And then like, wait, there's still this, so I don't know if,
if you like I'm already, but that was exactly what Katrin was saying earlier, is that like pain starts to get better, and then it's like now she's not sleeping well, so those kind of things do happen. But this is really interesting. So it comes at all random times, so there's not like a consistency with that. And it sometimes after eating, sometimes when you haven't eaten, and
before. I want to say it's more like in the evenings, or if I'm particularly like in a rush. Like I don't know if it's like anxiety provoked, or like if I'm like, getting this, getting that, rushing out of the house, like feeling a little flustered, and then it's like, I'll get it. And it kind of like, it makes me like catch my breath. Like it's just like weird, like jolt of like, but it's just like, and it could be on either side. It's just like I don't know.
All right. But not affiliated with dizziness.
No, I try, like I'm trying to explain it, but it doesn't, no, not affiliated with dizziness. It's more of this like.
You haven't had any like postnasal drip or sinus pressure?
You see, so, you know what? Now that you bring that up, I don't know if it could be like allergy related. I know I'm real sensitive with like my sinuses, like the pressure. I haven't like felt it, but the weather, like it's just been really bizarre. It'll be very cold, and then right now it's like really hot, and then it gets back to cold, and then it's windy and it's rainy. It's like all over the place. I was also at the ranch a lot over the break, so I know there's like a lot of pollen and stuff out there too. I too thought maybe it could be something to contribute, like with the sinus thing. I don't have like a cold or any buildup or mucus or anything, but it could still be around,
Yeah.
I know my eyes have been very itchy. I do feel like that is a little bit more like allergy related, even though my allergies have been awesome. Like I haven't had half of the amount of issues that I normally do.
Yay.
With allergy stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. So I think you've said a couple of different things. One, barometric pressure changes are going to influence the fluid within our ears, right? And so it may be if you do have a little increased pressure in there, maybe it's just trying, same thing happens for anyone that has arthritis. And so, because it's a fluid-filled sac. And so when you have that significant either drop or rise in the barometric pressure, it's like sticking a balloon in water. You know, the balloon squeezes, and so it's trying to acclimate to the change of the pressure. So I wonder if that is it.
Okay.
Or again, it could just be from like a little bit of sinus pressure. I don't want to do anything about, because you're on such a good path right now. How's the hair? How's the hair loss since you?
I feel like I am still losing hair, but it's not like it was for that like week or two where it was really like I was like freaking out. I feel like it's better. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely better.
Okay, let me know. So what I would like for you to track, just so you don't get emotional about the ringing in the ear and the what I would like for you to track is frequency. Okay, so how frequent are they occurring? And just put that in your journal, just on a daily basis. How many times did you experience that, and what was it associated around? And give me an update, because I do feel like this is a little more out here and not in here.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And
that sounds good. And I'm trying not to I feel like my old tendencies would be like just like totally zeroing in and obsessing about it and like freaking out. And really I've been so just like, oh, like leave it at that, take a deep breath. Like I'm like, maybe I need to just do more meditations. I need to like, it's been a really busy break. You know, the kids were out and we had company. So it was a little out of the norm. I didn't have my time like I usually do to, you know, do the self-care and kind of relax. So maybe it's just, you know, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I really do think it's more of a change in pressure.
Okay.
Whether it's,
and is that from
whether it's internal pressure from like a little bit of sinus pressure, or whether it's external, or whether it's both. The two. And it's the release. You know what I mean?
I do.
And I mean, what's the first thing that happens when we have that? I mean, so first of all, when you're talking about the vestibular system, right? And this is, you know, what is going to be involved in this case is the inner ear. And so when you're talking about the vestibular system, the number one, you know, it's so highly correlated with the gut-brain axis. So I think it's very normal that you experience that gut sensation, because it's like, dizzy, what do we want to do? We want to vomit. And that's...
Yeah, it's like a jolt. Like, it's like I don't know. It's like I feel it in both places almost kind of at the same time. Like, and I guess maybe it's like a frightened sort of like, no, it's like it definitely springs on like a little like frightened reaction or, but it's quick. It's not like,
yeah, that's different, but I don't think it's anything to be, I think that you would have other symptoms if it was something that you needed to be
maybe
alarmed.
I'm adding the frightened aspect, like me.
It
you
might,
know what I mean?
it
But
might.
I mean, you what you're saying, pressure, but I'm like a little, you know, freaked out by it. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the vestibular, I don't know if you've ever had other issues with your vestibular system. Is anybody else?
Oh my God. Well, years ago, I got a virus in my inner ear. I'll never forget how bad that felt. I mean, this was years ago, and I remember thinking I'm never going to feel the same or better. It was just really, really kind of awful.
Yeah.
Like, it's really intense.
I was having neck issues and went to a chiropractor, and she manipulated my neck and gave me such severe vertigo. I couldn't even drive myself home. I was vomiting, had to cancel out my day. It was awful. So anyhow,
Well, Leslie, you know what? Now that you bring that up, so I went to get a massage because I was having a lot of neck, shoulder, pain, especially on one side. And the person giving me the massage, it didn't feel good. It was a lot of up and down, up and down, up and it was just like it wasn't soothing and relaxing. And I kept telling her that's a bit fast. You need to just rub it out. It was I was it was a lot. And thinking about it, it was after that that I kind of felt it. So it was yesterday, the day before. But thinking about it now, it didn't happen before that massage. You totally just and I was gosh, I really want to go back for one with
normal
my masseuse that I know can really target the areas that I need, because it was really giving me pain.
Yeah. Okay, so
I don't know if that could be something.
Oh yes. So that, when you're talking about, I'm sure Katie can chime in here too, but so what we're talking about then most likely are the suboccipital nerves. So these tiny little muscles that attach the skull to our C1.
Okay.
Highly innervated, meaning lots of nerves come to them that also go to the ear, go to the eye, but they have a lot of blood supply to them. And so, honestly, you can just take and put the pressure right there underneath the skull. And if you're tender, you can feel that. And that will cause, so there's actually something called cervicogenital dizziness. And it can create a similar concept to vertigo, but it's not actually an inner ear issue. It's more coming from those suboccipitals.
I get it. And what do you do for that? Or how do
What I would recommend doing is getting into your good masseuse that you know that you can trust. And
because I have an appointment on Thursday, and I feel it I've got knots. It really is, and it builds up, and then so I was getting a massage every week, and it felt amazing. And then I let it go for a month. And then this happened, and I'm I knew it. I knew that but I was feeling better. So I was kind of oh, I can not go to the massage, and but then it just came. It was one morning, and I was just oh God. And then it's everything. It's the vibrating, pulsating headache. And then after the massage, I didn't feel good. And I felt you're saying, just a little out of it, and just not good. And it took 2 days. And then I felt oh my God, thank God I'm back. As far as that feeling.
Right.
So that could be, sorry to change the subject, but I'm also going to get my blood work on Thursday morning.
Yay!
So I'm meeting with him. I'm hoping, I guess, can I just give him the cheat sheet? I'm a little nervous about it.
Don't give him the cheat sheet.
Oh, no, don't give it.
You give him the other sheet. That's just.
Oh, okay, but I can't give him the other sheet.
You're supposed to study the cheat sheet.
Okay, because the lady was no, you're just coming in here to get what you always get. You're due for your every 3-month blood work. But I said, no, I really want to see the doctor, because I really need to talk to him about these other symptoms, and if he can add orders to the blood work. So she was okay, just come in the morning, and so I'll see how it goes. But I'm going to study it. And then do I give him the other one, or just cheat sheet?
You can say, hey, I have a list. I would fill them out.
Okay.
Men can sometimes get a little and especially doctors at that, why is she telling me what to do?
I get it. I'll feel them out. But I guess what would you say would be like the most important thing would be like the copper zinc ratio? Is okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
I put on there, I put which ones were bonus.
Okay.
So those, don't press those. I put out the side of it. This is bonus.
Okay.
You know, but study your cheat sheet. So that way you know like what symptoms you're having in order to facilitate that conversation, and just be like, you know, I've been doing a little research. I'm sorry to be that person, but that's usually.
Definitely. Yeah.
But
No,
hopefully,
I'm gonna try my best. I hope he'll be open to it. Yeah.
and I would push back just a little if he's not. I would say, you know, I'm the one, will be paying for this. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there should be no reason that it wouldn't be covered by insurance. I just had a client, she doesn't come to the group meetings, but recovering from breast cancer, chemo radiation. And she is local, so I can send her to a nurse practitioner here, and
Yeah.
no problem. And it's all covered, and
That's
it's
awesome.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Great. So I'll let you know.
Let me know how that goes.
So then I'm gonna go with my masseuse, and you think just don't worry so much about.
Still track the frequency for me if you would. And then the other thing that I would recommend that you do is to heating pad, like alternate between a heating pad and an ice pack, just right to the base of the neck, to see if you can get those muscles to relax a little. But I think that you're most likely getting impingement on a nerve that goes to the ears. I mean, I've seen all kinds of crazy. I had one patient that came to me because she had burning in her tonsils. And it was due to the suboccipitals. It was like a burning, stinging. She felt like a bee was stinging her because of the. No, I mean, so you can get bizarre.
So the idea is to keep this relaxed, like to try and. Got it.
And then there are stretches. Has anyone ever showed you stretches that you can do for your neck?
No, not really. I mean, I do daily kind of do like little yoga stretches. You know what I mean?
So in that stretch that you're doing right there, chin tuck.
Okay.
When you chin tuck, that's going to get into the suboccipitals. If you keep your chin out, you're just going to get the upper trap. But you want to make sure that you're keeping that chin tucked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's different.
That's one.
Okay.
And then the other is, so I always say ear to shoulder, chin tuck. And then the other is nose to armpit.
Okay.
With gentle overpressure.
You know, I'm gonna get back to doing that, because there was a whole other thing on like the visual snow thing with like stretching, you know, like the sides. So you're right. It could be something with that for sure. That I could just focus more energy there and try and stretch it out and heal it. And
yeah. But I definitely think that's probably the culprit. I think it's not I don't think it's a chemical issue.
I've really been feeling so good. I mean, like I teared of joy in the car by myself, thinking like, wow, like it was like a moment, you know, like a moment of like another like breakthrough, you know, moment. Like it was awesome.
Aw, that's great. Yay!
Yeah,
you did the work. You've persevered. It's all you. It's all you. It's not easy, ladies. So not easy. But you guys are strong. We're strong. We're not built to be broke.
Exactly.
So we got this, everybody. We're going to survive the holidays. We're going to be all.
And Leslie, about snacking, I think I just need to get out of my head about this false belief that like snacking is not okay for me. Because the doctor really drilled it into me like I should only be having like 2 big meals a day. And I'm not doing that anymore. But I have to admit, like, it does creep in when I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't. Because he was saying every time you put something in your mouth, your blood pressure or like your, you know, insulin spot. So try not, you know, really take out the snacking and take out. But to be honest, I don't feel good if I don't have a healthy snack in between my meals, or if I go too long without eating. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's awful. So I don't know, maybe I just need reassurance from you to be like, it's totally okay.
No one knows your body better than you.
Okay.
No one. So if your gut and your intuition is saying that you're hungry and you would like a snack right now, now the difference is if your snack is like a bowl of ice cream, of course that's going to put you on the glycemic index roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's not what you're choosing. You're choosing healthy food. And so listen to your body.
Okay.
Listen to your gut. We're very intuitive, and so it'll tell us what it needs. So just listen to that. And yes, don't worry about. I would die if I did not have snacks.
Yeah, I know, that's how I feel. And you know, and it's just like in the back of my head, and I'm like, oh my God, come on, you know. I'm gonna have some like hummus and carrots. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, it's okay.
It is okay.
But I am adding a lot more things into, and I'm feeling much more relaxed about like eating. So I feel like that part of the food anxiety is like really like fading. Oh, that's great. You know? Yeah.
Yay. Wonderful. Awesome job, ladies. All right. Well, everyone, you all have a Tana, did I not let you go?
No, I went first because I have one more thing that popped up that I wanted to ask about. I can either ask you later on chat or whatever.
No. Go ahead.
When I take the supplements, sometimes I'm starting to get like a burning. Like I've never had really heartburn, but I feel like sometimes when I take, not usually with food, but with the supplements, I'm getting burning. Is that weird, or have you ever had that happen to anyone?
When and which ones?
I haven't. I should pay more attention because sometimes I'll get a burning feeling, like, and sometimes I feel like it's better if I eat something like I'll eat 2 raspberries after them. Maybe helps, or it's like, I don't know, it just is burning sometimes. And I haven't correlated if it's the ones or not, because I take like a giant spoonful in them, you know, in the morning and at night. So I guess I can just kind of track it. But I was on that betaine when I was working with the other practitioner. I was on that betaine for a while.
So what you can do, let's see. Let me review your supplements if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
I'll review those and then get back with you. What we may have to do, I'll send you an actual stomach acid protocol so we can check to see what your stomach acid is. Okay. It's a simple protocol, and if you do you still have the betaine?
I might have some left. I know when I was taking it, I had to increase it up to the bigger pills because I was taking so many of the little ones, and I wasn't having any heartburn. So I think I was up to like 3 of the big pills.
So we may have to add that. That just tells me that you don't have enough stomach acid. That's what often causes the acid reflux, is not that it's too acidic. It's usually that you're not producing enough.
I just don't usually notice it with food ever. I notice it more when I'm taking the supplements. So I don't know if that was a strange thing, but
let me know. So what I want you to do is kind of monitor it for a day or two and let me know when specifically you're experiencing it.
Okay.
So if
I had the burning this morning after I took them. I was like, oh, that kind of burns.
before
One time
you
I took it before I took my daughter to dance, and I didn't eat anything. I just gulped the supplements down, and it was really burning. So I've had it both in the morning and at night that I've noticed, I guess.
Okay. And you're taking the evening ones though after you eat.
Yeah. Yep. I usually eat breakfast and then take my supplements, or eat dinner and then take the supplements. So I don't know if there's a better way to be doing that, or
No, but I think we'll probably have to add the betaine.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check when I get home tomorrow if I have any of that left. I might have used it all.
Okay, that is
And
something.
I've been off it since, we started working together. I haven't been taking any.
Yeah, that's usually the easiest. And again, because you can get it, did you just order that? You can get it from Full Scripts or Amazon.
That's where I order it from. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a pretty affordable. I mean, but we can test your stomach acid to see.
Yeah, that would be good. Because my question, I guess, is, do you think that was part of the issue that helped me get SIBO in the first place?
It will be part of the issue. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But the question is, though, why? Usually it's an imbalance of the microbiome that then affects the emptying of the bile and the pancreas, the elastase. I don't know what I can't remember what your elastase was.
On my GI map that I did with the other person, it was abnormal. And that made her go, she said, you have to go get a colonoscopy and do all that, because that was the elastase and all that was abnormal. But then on ours, I don't think you commented much on it. So I don't think it
felt like
showed
it was
the same
fine.
thing.
Yeah, it does show elastase, but I'll have to go back and look at that as well. So let me look at elastase, and then let me look at your supplements. I think what I'm going to have you do, the easiest way, is just to do a stomach acid protocol, and I'll send that protocol to you. It's probably very similar to what you did, where you will increase the amount, to see.
Yeah.
And then once you experience burning, then you back it down. And that's where you stay until you experience burning, and then you back it down. You see what I mean? So
and I never experienced burning. I kept going up, 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 and I never had any.
And you have your gallbladder?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And again, I don't have heartburn. I don't take Tums. I had a little when I was pregnant. That was the only time I've ever had a heartburn type sensation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't notice it.
I'll look to see. It could be die-off. When did it start?
Well, I had this when I was working with Lee too.
Got it.
Some of that. So.
Okay, I'll take a look and get back with you on chat.
Okay, perfect.
All right, ladies, have a great day. I'll see you all next week.